Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, I'm Joseph Kreiss Photography, based in the Midwest of the United States. And if you're noticing something a little different with the Travels with Zorki YouTube channel, you're absolutely right. Stick around and we'll talk about the changes. You're interested in knowing what is different, well, Zorki in my life is no longer here. The Zorki 35mm Russian rangefinder camera, I picked that up last year, and it was a cool camera. I enjoyed it, but I didn't. We just didn't really ever mesh properly. It was a neat camera, still is, and I was able to sell my Zorki and another Zorki 4K body and get enough money to purchase which is for me a dream camera. The Zorki was kind of an in-between to see if I was going to be interested in doing 35mm film photography again, and I was, but the Zorki was a difficult one for me to shoot with, to handle, to load film. Did not have lug straps for a shoulder strap on the camera body itself, so I had to use a ever-ready case with the strap, and the camera never hung correctly on my shoulder or over my neck, and that was kind of a pain because I was always futzing with it. It never felt comfortable. It never felt one with that camera. So let's see what camera I ended up getting. That's right. The Nikon S2. It's a 35mm rangefinder camera. And this one, believe it or not, is built in the year or right around the year that I was born, 1955. Man, that's a long time ago. I don't know who weathered those many years the best, me or the camera. I think the camera probably did. And this is a beautiful example. Got it secondhand off of eBay. Wonderful seller. Very honest with his appraisal. Actually, he kind of underplayed it. It's just so much nicer than I expected it to be. I've already shot a roll of film with this, black and white roll, and I'm pretty happy with it. There's no light leaks, which is pretty common for the Nikon rangefinder because the whole back, like on their Nikon F SLR 35mm camera, unhooks and drops down, so there's no foam around a door to allow light to get in if the foam degrades over the many years. So this just slips up into a channel and is very light, tight, which is good. The lens seemed awesome. The exposures were pretty close. This does not have an exposure meter in it, So we're either doing the Sunny 16 or I'm using a third-party light meter that goes into the hot shoe attachment and doing a light meter reading off of that, or I have a light meter on my iPhone, or if I'm shooting with a second digital body, I'll set the film speed on the digital body. In my case, one of my Fujifilm digital cameras, the rangefinder like digital cameras, and I'll use that camera to make a light meter and adjust the settings to the Nikon. So let's take a look at the first roll of film through this camera and show you the results. Got a roll of 20-year-old T-Max 400, and it's only appropriate to go into a 68-year-old 35mm Nikon. First roll going in since purchasing this beautiful rangefinder. This loads just like their Photomic and the Nikon F. And there. Down, slides in, turn the key. Trick I learned, and always make sure that your film is being transported. There you go. And what we'll do is we will set the film advance to 0. Film advance is on. There we go. We are ready to shoot. And underneath here is a reminder of what speed film. It has nothing to do with metering because this camera has no meter. It's just a reminder. Tripod socket. Very beautiful viewfinder with a nice range finder split image. Works really well. Cold shoe, shutter speed dial. The hood and the yellow filter for the black and white, courtesy of my Zorki that I sold. Thankfully, the lenses both had the same 40.5mm screw in. So awesome. We are ready to go. I'm gonna shoot some pictures. So I have to say I'm very happy with the results so far. I have a roll of Fujifilm color film in here, 200 ISO or ASA, and I've been shooting through that. I've got about, looks like about 5 or 6 more frames to shoot. I'm going to do that and get this developed and see how the color looks. But except for the black and white film being decades old, expired long time ago, which increased the grain. I think they look pretty cool. That's the whole idea of film, is you embrace the grain. And I'm very happy with this camera and the way it operates, the way it feels. There's a few different things, like there's a focusing wheel here, or you can focus with the lens. So it's kind of cool. It's interchangeable lenses, so you can put a telephoto or a vintage Nikon wide angle on this. There aren't frame lines inside the viewfinder for the wide angle or the telephoto, so you'd have to put an additional viewfinder guy up on here. So am I glad that I bought this? Absolutely. I am overjoyed. Just to give you a kind of a comparison, here's the Fujifilm digital camera. This is the X100S. Oh, S2, X100S. And they pair very well together. I wear them over my neck, shoot film, shoot digital. As I said, I set this and use this as a light meter as well, and then adjust the settings, shutter speed, and the aperture on my film camera. They're very similar in size, pretty similar in weight. Now, if we go way back to the 60s, this is the camera that replaced this. This is a monster. It is a tank. It's got to weigh almost 1.5 times this. This is the camera that replaced the Nikon rangefinder series, and this is my original old Nikon F Photomic, and it had a light meter in it, thus this huge finder, and same kind of dials and everything. Has the same removable back plate where the film goes and the shutter. As I was explaining earlier, the backs come off, they slide back up into the channel. There is the locking mechanism, and you're likely never going to have light leaks unless this back plate is damaged. And this has the old tried and true split image viewfinder, where this has the focusing square in there where you align. So they're somewhat similar, but almost the same identical body. And the back, the Nikon F is a little bit bigger and a lot heavier. So in conclusion, more than excited about this Nikon S2 rangefinder 35mm camera, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of this coming up in videos on this channel. Bye bye Zorki 4, hello Nikon S2. I hated to see the Zorki camera go, but it enabled me, by selling that, to purchase this. These cameras can go all the way up to several $1,000s. I didn't pay that much for it, but I think I got a really good deal on this, and maybe at some point I'll purchase additional lenses. I know the first one I'd probably get would be the 3.5 centimeter or the 35mm wide angle lens. And that's it. Stay tuned for more videos featuring the Nikon S2. Might delve away from the vintage camera scene every once in a while to talk about the Fujifilm cameras, some of the assignments that I shoot with those cameras as well. We'll take you out on some outings to go shoot pictures. So follow along. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. That helps a lot, and appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you like this new change to the channel. Till next time, keep shooting film.